Hi guys, ArcliteTank here bringing you a brand new commentary. This one will be a 2 versus 2 between our Terran and Protoss team, which is Soet, our red Protoss, and Garson, our blue Terran, against our, I guess this is kind of like turquoise or something like that, Need, light blue, we'll call it that, and Pawlord, which are both Zerg. So this map is Twilight Fortress, which it's a very nice map. I love it for 2 versus 2. It's got this one ramp right here, and the allies will start right next to each other. So very cool because if you have two Terrans, you can wall this off. And then you've got this expansion in the middle, and this, which is also mirrored across. And then you've got this right here, these high yield minerals, and then a kind of a side-by-side expansion there with another tower. So 2 versus 2 strategy differs. You can have the type of game where you play where one player is very good in the early game with such build like a Reaper Rush or something, and then you have the other player just continuing and going to get like something high-tech tree. But looks like we're not going to see that here. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of a strategy here where they both build inside of the enemy base. So it looks like he's putting down a pylon, and Garson is putting down his supply depot. So this is interesting because it seems both the Zerg players are totally oblivious to this at the moment. And the Zerg, something very scary about them, whenever you see them in a 2 versus 2 match, and there are 2 Zerg, you know it's not going to be good for you because you know they're going to try and rush, which I'm not sure what the players do here, but normally you'll see they'll both get those Zerglings out as quick as they can and send them right into your base, and there's just not time to build anything. So now we've got a gateway and a barracks going down inside of the Zerg base. So this isn't good for the Zerg because Zerg haven't seen this yet. So the Zerg can either take this out at the moment, and they can get that spawning pool up and get those Zerglings out and destroy this build, and then that's an amazing economic loss for our Soet and Garson team right here, and that would be very bad for them, or this build could take the game with such an early proxy rush like this. And it looks like our Zerg player, Pawlord, is going to end up scouting this with his Overlord, and both Zerg players going for an early expansion, so it looks like they're not prepared for this type of proxy build, going for that hatchery before they go for that the spawning pool. So they're going to have no military forces right now. By the time this first zealot gets out, chrono boost on this gateway right now, and as soon as this other one comes in, he's going to be chrono boosting that and building more. So now a barracks, or 2 barracks coming in rather, one done and the other one just about on track with that gateway, and looks like we're going to be seeing Marines and Zealots. So a single Marine and a single Zealot not going to be able to do that great against the 2 Zergs, which Zergs now both putting down spawning pools. But if we could see, now they have both of them have 2 production buildings inside the enemy base, so this is not good, as they'll be able to put out more Marines and more everything, and they'll just be able to storm these Zergs. So now, disrupting the economy of Pawlord, and this is a platinum ladder, so these players are good. They're not like players on some copper ladder or something, but so all players now pumping out units except for the 2 Zerg, which both Zerg are pretty close on their spawning pool, which if they could get these into Zerglings, get these 3 larvae, that could be enough to stop this early attack, or at least kind of slow it down. And all they have to do to stop the Protoss is just take out these 2 pylons right here, which is not that great of a feat, as pylons are fairly weak. But now it looks like he's going to put a barracks here, which is going to stop this spine crawler production, which spine crawler is kind of like the creep colony, or not the creep colony, but the sunken colony, as it does a lot of damage to ground units only, and it's got the same properties, just it can get up and walk. And it looks like these Zerglings are going to be out now, taking out the Zealots, and looks like there's not going to be enough Zealots, both players contributing Zerglings to this fight, and it looks like these Zealots are going to go down, but it looks like these Marines are going to be able to hold this bunker. So interesting beginning, because it seems as though they may be able to hold their foothold inside the enemy base, but the enemy is going to have an economic advantage if they can make it out of this. So, interesting choices by both sides. And no tech labs yet, just going straight for the rush, and trying to get down now a photon cannon inside the Zerg, and kind of stop the Zerg from being able to build anything too great. So that could be a great harassment tool to block the mining. And it looks like our blue Zerg, light blue Zerg here, is building spine crawlers, and it looks like he may be able to hold base for a little bit. And he's got a couple Zerglings heading out now, which are going to be destroyed by the Marines. But looks like he almost killed this one, so microing it now to the back of the pack. and they're gonna just go for this extractor at the moment. Now building another bunker even closer, and the spine crawler in almost a perfect position there, and it looks like Palord is totally out of the game right now as far as his abilities go at the moment. He's got not much of an ability to produce, and he's barely mining enough to be able to buy Zerglings. So it looks like Need right here is actually not doing that bad compared to Palord. He's, I guess by the luck of the draw, not had his base attacked yet. But it looks like both these players are going hard with this rush, and it looks like this is going to be the game because Need and Palord didn't shut this down quickly enough. Which it's kind of good to see this because after playing 2 versus 2 online on Battle.net, which I am by the way in the beta now, it got really annoying being double Zerg rushed all the time. You know, it's no fun. So now these players, Garrison kind of leading the attack now, and looks like these spine crawlers are going to be enough to stop these Marines at the moment, combined with this Queen not being able to produce enough to really move into the space. But he does have these barracks full, at least, or bunker. He does have the bunker full, and the second bunker in now, and looks like they're going to build a photon cannon now also. So this kind of good, kind of bad, because he does have these, but for some reason he's not able to get them close enough to really attack. And it also looks like Palord is building some more drones and stuff. And as long as he can keep them away from here, it looks like Need has got the attention at the moment. So Need now moving one of his spine crawlers into position to be able to attack this barracks, or this bunker rather. And this bunker just taking it outside of the range, which the Marine range. Let's take a look at this just to make sure real quick. Oh, the range for the Marine is 5, and these have a longer range at 7. So using that cleverly, and it looks like these things are going to be able to absolutely take apart these Marines, and not going to send in his Zerglings yet because this is too strong of a build inside of his base to send those in. It's almost like extremely defensive offense. It's odd. So he could send these Zerglings in and do some damage to this pylon because it is out in front. His spine crawler will be able to reach it though. And these things are just going to be picking off Marines like crazy. And another thing to mention, they cannot attack while they're up out of the base. So let's take a look at our range on the photon cannon. It is the same as the spine crawler. So let's see which will go down first. I'm not sure which is more of a strong unit, and it looks like they're actually evenly matched for health. I'm not sure about damage though. And there goes the photon cannon with the spine crawler with still a considerable amount of health. So seems as though this game has gone to the Terran and the Protoss, but the 2 Zerg players have a very interesting strategy, and they've actually done a very good job at holding these players at bay. And if they could get at least this expansion up and running right here, it could be very good for them because that could give them an economic advantage, and they would soon be able to outproduce these 2 and drive them out of their base, and then they have nothing. These Garrison and so now both putting in all of their resources into this. So without this base right here, they wouldn't have that much to fight with. So the Zerg could just push them back, sending Zerglings into their base with no defense and just absolutely wreck them. So this may be turning the tides with these spine crawlers. A very interesting build, and I'm surprised that the Protoss and the Terran player let them get away with this. You know, you would expect them to be a little bit more attentive to making sure your enemy doesn't build defensive buildings, but I guess not. And it looks like this spine crawler is going to go down with both of these turrets, and I don't know why he's not targeting this one. They're in range, and very bad micro by a Zerg player here, Palord, and he's just building more inside of his base, and more coming now from Need also. And this bunker is not full, so it looks like he's going to try and kill this bunker, and he's going to take it out. And now Stalker's kind of shooting at this spine crawler. It looks like they're very good against spine crawlers, apparently. And I didn't think they would be, but it looks like they're going to be able to do some damage.